Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's weekly options watch list. Hopefully you all had a wonderful weekend, are getting exciting to start trading again come Monday. So before I get into the top 5 stocks that I'm looking at, I want to do a quick market breakdown of the ES futures here and take a look at where we potentially could move this upcoming week. So let's get right into it. So if we zoom in here a little bit on the ES, we can see that we were in a nice strong downtrend, continually rejecting the 21 EMA, but now that structure has changed a little bit as we have looks to be making a bottom right around that, 3600 level here on ES, and we also made a higher high breaking above this previous high here, which shows me that the trend definitely could be changing. Another thing to note here is we're getting these consecutive closes above the 21 EMA, and now we are actually holding that level, which also gives me that more bias towards being bullish due to it holding above that level and not rejecting it anymore. So it was really nice to see, even with Amazon's earnings coming out horribly, we got this candle, but we also held that 21 EMA there on Thursday, and even with that bad earnings, we still get this very, very strong push on Friday into the close, basically closing at that session high, which was very nice to see on the market, showing that it had quite a bit of strength. So the daily time frame, in my opinion, is looking a lot more bullish now, but if we go to the weekly time frame, we still have to surpass that weekly 21 EMA, and that is exactly where the market is sitting at this moment. So this week is going to be huge for the market to see if we can finally get some closes above that weekly 21 EMA, or if we reject it like we have previously. It is nice to see that the bearish momentum on the squeeze histogram is going away, and we are losing that, which means we are gaining a little bit of bullish momentum. But if we cannot close above that 21 EMA, I still overall will be bearish on the market. So this week is going to be huge for the ES to potentially break out of its downtrend. Another thing I have been watching here is the VIX. So if we look at the VIX, let me clean this up a little bit. I've been watching this pretty closely too, and I've been discussing this a lot on my Instagram, but this has now closed below its weekly 21 EMA, which shows that, okay, this one is breaking its structure to the downside and easily could see a lot more movement back down here to where it has strong support right around that $20 level. So I definitely think we could see that fall down into that, which then in turn should make the market continue to push higher. So definitely keep your eyes on the ES's weekly 21 EMA and see what the VIX will be doing this upcoming week. So now that I got that through, let's go on to the top 5 stocks that I'm looking at for the upcoming week. And the first one here is going to be Chegg to the upside. So first thing to note is, yeah, this chart doesn't look the best here at all. It's been kind of getting just hammered for the longest time. But that being said, we do have a gap to fill right around that $24 region. And if we zoom in here actually on its structure right now, it is looking pretty solid to the upside in my opinion. We're getting consecutive closes above that 21 EMA. We have nice bullish momentum on the squeeze histogram. And we don't have stacked EMAs, but we are in a nice acceleration stage, which is telling me that this stock definitely could make another move higher, and it could fill that gap right around that $24 region, which in turn is right around that +2 ATR, which is a great place to take profits anyway. So I think this one is setting up for a nice move to make that gap fill. The next one here is going to be Dick's Sporting Goods. This one is looking actually really solid in my opinion. We have those positively stacked EMAs. Our price action has been pinging back and forth between the +1 and the -1 ATR, which typically it does when a stock is in a squeeze, as we can see right here. With the market pushing up strong on Friday, we get the strong push here as well. Ideally want to see a retest of that 21 EMA again for an entry, but overall this one does look very, very solid in my opinion for another move higher. Next one here is going to be FedEx to the upside as well, and it doesn't quite fit my entire strategy typically, but due to it having an enormous gap to fill up back around the 200 and we'll say $203 level, I think that this one is getting poised for its next move higher to try and fill that gap, which should be accompanied by the squeeze firing to the upside, which it is looking to do. So I know it looks quite rough right now with the negatively stacked EMAs and the deceleration, but it is trying to break back above that 21 EMA because back here we can see it rejected it. We got that nice fall, and now it was rejecting it once again, but on Friday we finally got our first close above that level. So keep an eye on FedEx. If you can get 2 to 3 closes above that 21 EMA with a nice bullish momentum on the squeeze histogram, I think it will start to make its next move back up to the upside to fill that gap that it create. Next one here is going to be overstock to the downside. We have those negatively stacked DMAs. We're in the deceleration stage, and this one cannot hold above its 21 EMA to save its life. So it is looking really solid in my opinion. And with that bearish momentum on the squeeze histogram, it should make another move lower in my opinion. And then last but not least here, we have PPG to the downside as well. Very similar to Overstock, we have those negatively stacked DMAs. We're in the deceleration stage, and just like Overstock, it can't really hold above its 21 EMA, and we have that nice bearish momentum on the squeeze histogram. So its overall structure is still very bearish, and it is looking to make another move lower in my opinion. So these are the top 5 stocks that I'm looking at for the upcoming week. Hopefully it gives you all a few other things you can add to your own watch list, and let's go out there on Monday and start making some money, everybody.